My talk was about the burden of cancer that can be prevented by a change in diet. How much of cancer is attributable to a dietary factor that can be modified to prevent cancer. And there were several messages. Probably the most important one is that we know some things about diet and how we can prevent cancer. There has been a lot of discussion about meat recently, but maybe fruits and vegetables, increasing fruits and vegetable consumption is the strongest component of diet in terms of cancer prevention. But there are many things we still don't know. And probably it's better not to focus on one particular factor, like meat or fruits, or even a specific chemical, but to think a diet overall in terms of patterns. Having a diet which is varied, includes a lot of fruits and vegetables, but include also proteins, include animal products if people like it, and is variable from day to day. It is really complete. And everything should be in moderation. No, I think the recommendations go across the board to everybody, although most likely people who are at high risk for genetic reasons, for example, may benefit the most, but the recommendation really should go for the entire population. There has been many activities already going on in terms of promoting cancer preventive diet or reducing the risk of cancer through diet. One very effective way, however, is to help people accessing healthy food through taxation and economic incentives. Try to reduce the cost of the type of food. Fresh fruits and vegetables is the best example, and maybe try to increase the price of food that may be less healthy and may pose some risk. One important aspect to consider is that cancer is only one part of the story. The same food that prevent cancer, they're also good for other chronic diseases, in particular cardiovascular disease. So we should really look at the picture as a whole, not just singling out one food and one cancer, but really try to have a balanced and healthy diet overall. There has been many large-scale studies of healthy individuals who have been followed over time, and maybe about 20 of such large studies have been completed in the last 10, 15 years from UK, Europe, many from the US, also from Australia, and also from Asia now, Japan, China, etc. And the way to proceed with this recommendation is to try to bring the results of these studies together and make sense of the entire set of data. The World Cancer Research Fund has done a lot of work on diet and cancer, nutrition and cancer over the last 2 decades. And on their website they have a lot of recommendations that are very strongly based on the best evidence. And I think most of the other cancer organizations like Cancer Research UK also follow the same approach. So I would strongly recommend to go on these very good organizations, which are really based on the best evidence. It's important, by the way, to remember that the same dietary factors that seem to be good to prevent cancer also help cancer patients to reach a better outcome. Reducing weight, having a healthy diet seems also for many patients, maybe not for all, but for many patients also to be associated with a better response to therapy and longer survival. So it's really good before to avoid cancer, but also to try to combat cancer. There has been several trials in which cancer patients have been recommended to modify their diet, to reduce calorie intake, to switch towards fresh fruits and plant food, fruits and vegetables. And in general, these studies, at least for some patients, have shown a beneficial effect.